Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure for you to have us on our very first video, whether you're watching on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. So what we wanted to do before we actually start getting into the pilot and getting into the world building is just quickly introduce ourselves. Now, I'm Gerard, one of the co-creators. On the screen, you can see on the top left, that is Jake. And top right, you've got Tomas. Now, what we're going to do in this video is just kind of introduce ourselves quickly. I am 36. I am from Birmingham in the UK, hence the accent. And I've been working on cruise ships since about 2017, 2008. I don't know. Time doesn't matter since COVID. In the post-COVID contracts after 2020, me and Tomas first met each other on the Norwegian Joy. I thought he was a fucking stuck-up dick at first. But yeah,
sorry.
It's fine.
Censored.
Everything's going to be swearing.
Put the bleeps in.
It doesn't really matter. And we got on really well. Jake would later join us on that ship as well, but these two guys had a prior relationship, and the whole concept of Starline came out of having more time on our hands than you normally would on a contract. The pilot started getting written while we were actually on that ship in the evenings, and the whole thing just kind of came together 2 years down the line. We've worked really hard on this. Any help, like, subscribe, share, and you guys can give us, share this into the world. I know some
send
people
us money.
Send us money. Some of you may know us. Some of you just work on cruise ships and you may have come across this. Some of you might be normal people. We appreciate you all.
Normies.
So before we kick off, I'm going to throw over first to Jake and then Tomas. Jake, what you got for us, baby?
Bye. My name is Jake. I'm 31 from the Atlanta area, so I love chicken wings and strip clubs. Very easy to see that as long as you, ignore the puffy vest. Shout out to Back to the Future. I believe I've always been a student of the game of nerdy TV in any shape or form. Probably got my start in love of the Simpsons, but, big wrestling nerd, just like Gerard up here. Anything that has to do with sci-fi always has been huge interest. I actually wanted to be like a post-production editor when I was going through the University of Georgia. After layoff after layoff, I found my way to the cruise ship where I met Tomas, and Tomas was kind of in a similar field. We both were helping the ship with different broadcast needs when we first started, and then moved into the sales area. And then when I came to the Joy and met Tomas and Gerard, that's where everything changed. The tripod is formed, right? You have 3 giant legs, baby. It just all supports each other. It's really hard to find a symbol with 3 legs. It doesn't look like a bunch of dicks, but I don't think we're dicks. I think we're doing pretty good. Starline
just the right amount.
Just the right. Yeah, you just not too big, not too small, but it's adequate, and there's a slight curve. So besides that, Starline, I have a lot of faith in it. It's a great ride. It's based, space, cruising, which we all know. We take a lot of our experiences from the cruise ship and apply it to the show. So a lot of the characters are based on people we actually know. The main characters are based on us. And, when we weren't going out and having some debaucherous evenings, we were writing this show and kind of just putting reality down to pen and paper. And now we're finally manifesting something I think is going to be awesome. As you can tell from these sweet backgrounds, we've seen stuff like this on a cruise ship. Now you're going to see it on a cruise ship in space, and some wacky hijinks will ensue. And who doesn't love wacky hijinks, right?
I fucking love wacky hijinks.
I love hijinks. And
that's our first shirt. Our first shirt, wacky hijinks.
Buy them at starlineshirts.com. Not yet.
Merch sells, baby. That's why I have this coffee cup of Baby Yoda. Merch sells.
Tomas, what you got for us, baby?
Yes, hello, Internet. My name is Tomas, and I am half Honduran and half Welsh. Weird, I know. Every day I have a cup of tea and some tortillas for breakfast. I began on ships about a long time ago, 12 years ago. In my early 20s, I initially began as a videographer and then later progressed into sales because cash money. And I met these lovely 2 gentlemen towards the end of my career there. I have always loved animation, particularly adult animation. I believe I began with The Simpsons, just like you, Jake. And
I think we all did.
Some of my earliest memories are going to bed and then wait until my mom went and then turning on the TV and watching South Park because it was,
There we go.
Oh, yes.
oh my God, it was so much joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always
Matt
loved
Stone and Trey
animation.
Parker, if you happen to see this, we're big fans.
Fucking idols.
Shout out.
Yeah. Always loved animation, always loved anything creative. Film and writing is my passion. And this, for me, is the ideal job. So this is going to happen, whether you like it or not, whether we're successful or not, but we're going to be
Force
successful.
it down.
We do hope that you like it, because
Yeah.
that's kind of the...
You will
It is
like
funny.
it.
Yeah, it's funny.
We're fucking funny.
Yeah, we are funny.
Anyway.
We're funny.
Yeah, I'm very excited to present this new world and all of our real, actual stories through this different lens and world with the immeasurable amount of opportunities that we have in space and universes and dimensions. So
Yeah, I
I
think
hope you like it.
it's important to mention the reason we wanted to do it this way is because the scale we can do things at is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? There's no restrictions on where we're going to go. I think before we finish this video, I should probably tell people what my job is, because I kind of overlooked it. So on board ships, I've always been a port shopping guide or a port shopping guide. I would do shows in the theatre talking about the benefits of buying luxury items, let's we say, in the Caribbean islands, in
Rocks.
Alaska, rocks.
Expensive rocks.
That'll
He
become
sells
become
nice
important
rocks.
later. And of course, shopping on board. So that's kind of been my role as a marketer, a public speaker. I've always felt myself as a bit of a storyteller, as Jake mentioned, from wrestling and video games, television. I've always kind of even read like fantasy novels. I kind of just inhaled content. It's probably the best way to say it. And you're going to see a lot of the
anime,
three main
everything.
characters come out in ourselves. I would say Joey Shine is the best and worst parts of me turned up to 11. So that's us for now. That is a brief introduction of us. In the next video, we're going to kind of just set the stage for the world, and then you're going to start seeing scenes from the pilot episode. So thank you for joining us, and I guess we'll see you very soon. Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Word.